What's up, family? What's good with y'all? How's everyone doing on this Saturday? What's up? What's up? Waiting for these people to check in. See what's going on. Let me see who done came up in this thing. Just wait for some people to check up in this mug.
You and your team need to get things done. With Monday.com.
All right. Who's in here right now? What's up? Talk to me. Jose Martinez, what's good with you, man? I'm watching this UFC fight. That's what I'm talking about. Which UFC fight you checking out right now, man? Huh? Which UFC fight? Hit that thumbs up, folks. Hit that thumbs up. You check up in here, hit that thumbs up, man. We gotta get everyone in here. We got a lot of topics to talk about. So what fight you watching on UFC, man? Talk to me. It's the main event in Sweden between Gustafsson and Smith. Yeah, that's a good fight right there, man. That fight is no joke. Gustafsson needs to rebound himself from the John Jones beatdown. What's up? Hit that thumbs up. Who checked up in the stream? Let me know who's in here, man. January Jones, what's going on? How you doing? All right. New subby since you did the live stream with Beverly Rose. That's what's up. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about right there. Yeah, Beverly's getting me some subs. Yeah, that's sis for you, man. Did you check out her interview with Yaqui Lopez? That was a good one. I checked it out last night. That was a really good one. You should check it out. I highly recommend it. That brought me back to old school boxing right there. That was no joke. So how you doing on this Saturday, January? How's everything going with you and the fams? Jose said they got that beat down from Johnny Bones. Yep, that's what I'm talking about, man. That beat down was nothing to play with. We got a lot to talk about. I want to talk about Wilder versus Fury 2. I want to talk about Joshua versus Ruiz Jr. I want to talk about Charlo versus Harrison 2. I mean, there's just a lot going on in boxing right now. It's crazy. 2019 is an epic year. Epic. So January Jones, you okay? Yes, I watched your interview. I'm great. Hope you're well. Yep, I am. I'm doing fine. I'm here. I'm chilling up in Alaska, doing my thing. Jose Martinez said, "What round you think Joshua stopping Ruiz?" I say the 8th. I had it between 8th to 9th, but I switched it up, man. I was like, now it's gonna be between 5 and 7 at this point, because Ruiz was touching Joshua's belts, man. What man touches another man's belts and you didn't do anything to earn it? I think that's a vehement disrespect right there in my book. I think Anthony Joshua's not taking that cat serious. That's just the way I take it. That's the way that I'm seeing it. He's not taking him serious at all. Sergio Gomez tonight is going down. Damn right it's going down. Ruiz looked horrible. He did. Ruiz looked like, whoo-hoo, the Pillsbury dope boy. That's what he looked like. He looked like he's getting that belly pop. Gonna get that belly poke, man. I don't know where they get these dudes at, man. But they say he's gonna be competition for Anthony Joshua. We shall see. Jose Martinez said Eddie Hearn is selling the fight the best he can. Damn right, man. I mean, Big Titty Miller would have been a better showing. He would have been a way better showing. So January, talk to me. How long you been following boxing? Jose Martinez said we all want to see Wilder versus Joshua or Fury versus Joshua. Well, they talking about Wilder versus Fury, man. Wilder saying it's signed and inked. So we shall see, man. I mean, I keep telling everybody Deontay Wilder is the cash cow in the United States. He runs this block. Folks need to wake up to that. I don't know what they sipping on. I really don't. I made a video yesterday talking about how Deontay Wilder's numbers dwarf Anthony Joshua in the United States. Big time. It's not even close. Go look at those Showtime numbers, man. Go look at the last 7 fights between Deontay Wilder and Anthony Joshua. You guys will just look at it like you start laughing. But folks don't want to hear that. Sergio Gomez said he needs some keto and intermittent fasting. Damn right, man. You see me? You see the S with the chest? Damn right. Keto and intermittent, man. But me, I do a well-balanced diet, man. And I do that with intermittent fasting. So that's my deal. That's what keeps me young and spry. Jose Martinez says, we all want to see Wilder versus Joshua or Fury versus Joshua. Wilder has some crazy punching power. Damn right he does. There's nothing that Deontay Wilder don't do that's not electrifying. I think he done took that title from The Rock. I think he's the most electrifying man in sports entertainment. I really do. Every time Deontay Wilder steps into the ring, it's electric. It's magnetic. I mean, it's just off the charts. Off the charts. Me, I got to, get hats off to Deontay Wilder. I like him. He's braggadocious and he handles business. What's up, man? What's good with you, man?
What up?
What's good with you? How you doing, D?
That's I can't hear you.
About. You can't hear me? Let me see. You gotta turn that mic up, man.
My mic work. I don't know if they can hear me. I can't hear them.
Let me see if I can get you out and then eject you and then get you right back in.
To the
Let me invite you back in, man. January said something that I gotta check out real quick. Let me see what she said. January said, I grew up watching boxing and it's my favorite sport. MMA is a distant second to boxing for me. Boxing is the only sport I know.
There you go. I can hear you now.
You can hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, January. So you a pugilist right there. You've been watching this thing since you was a toddler. So that's what I'm talking about.
What's up there, brother? Who we got?
Man, we got a few people up in here, man. Make sure y'all hit that thumbs up, man. I got 5 thumbs up. I got 8 people watching. What's up with that, man? Them numbers don't look right. Django Williams. That's what I'm talking about. Django. Why you call yourself Django, man? That's what I'm talking about. I like that name. Django is a good name right there. I love that movie, man. That brother right there, he don't play. He ain't having
Django.
He ain't taking second place to nobody. Django. Dude said you need to debate IBFP on Wilder Joshua. Listen, man, whatever the part his name is, don't want that smoke. Y'all see the way I ethered and murked him, man. He don't want it, man.
We already debated him.
Damn right, we already debated. It's like that rap song. Ask Nas. He don't want it with Hove. He don't want it with me, man. He don't want that smoke, man. So yeah, let's get right into it, man. Let's talk, man. Wilder versus Fury, man. What's up, man? Talk to me. How you feeling about that, bro?
Hey, man. I think that move was crazy to me. I think Wilder did that as a blocker move, right? But what is Ortiz though? You know what I mean? That's kind of grimy. Because he was supposed to give Ortiz his rematch. And then I don't know if you heard about it, but AJ came out and said, well, that's good for him that Wilder's rematch of Ortiz, he'll go ahead and fight Fury. Then next Wilder coming out and he gonna go ahead and fight Fury. So it just seemed like it was a blocker. I tell you the truth, bro, I would rather see Wilder fight Fury than to see Ortiz. You know, Fury's my guy, bro. So I want let's go and new WBC champion.
Yeah, whatever, man.
Fury gonna box him up this time, so he gonna box him up.
I would tell you right now.
The herky jerk.
I'm gonna tell you right now, man. I think this fight right here just turned around and messed everything up for Anthony Joshua, man. I'm loving it because, like I was saying yesterday in that video, folks were getting mad. You understood it. You came from all sides of the angle. That's why I appreciated your comment. Even though I thumbs it down on some of the things, but for the most part, I appreciated the comment because it came from all sides of the angle, and you saw realistically that Wilder has the leverage, man, in the United States. There's just no running that. And Anthony Joshua and them, if they were so big in the United States, why did they come over to the pond? Why did they have to come here to fight? I mean, why did they just stay over there?
They needed to come here.
Thank you.
But you know, now I put some on wax too now about this subject. I was on somebody else's live show. DT3 actually. We were talking about this subject here. And I'm going to tell the fans here the same thing I said there about this whole thing. Wilder is basically, you know, people want to believe that AJ holds the cards right now, but that ain't the case, man. That ain't the case.
Thank you.
They needed to come over here to the United States for more than one reason. Now, the narrative was that, you know, they trying to, you know, get world population like Canelo or whatever, and all of that kind of thing. But listen, man, let's analyze this and think about it. Dillian White and Tyson Fury, they have British fans. They have a good piece of that British fan base. It's not all Anthony Joshua. A lot of fans don't even like Anthony Joshua. You know what I mean? It comes boy, a Punk, this, that, and the third. So all of the British fans are not all AJ. Now, when AJ climbed in that ring at Wembley and promised Dillian White that if it wasn't Wilder, it was him next, people have to understand that he scarred his reputation amongst the British fans. Okay, because he ends up taking Miller. Miller goes dirty. He still doesn't give White the fight. He ends up paying Ruiz more than he ever offered White. So he's dirty. He's dirty over there amongst a lot of those British fans. So it was more or less not to just get that world, you know, popularity. Remember, he used to sell out Wembley every time, right? Was a bunch of British fans dirty? You think that that's a guarantee he's going to sell out every time? So he had more than one incentive to come over here to the United States. You understand where I'm going with that? You know, he lost a lot of his fan base by doing that, you know, Punk move by not giving Dillian White that fight. And if you can this kind of money, then you could have paid White that kind of money to begin with.
Exactly.
You say, oh, he already knocked out White. Listen, man, save that crap. He knocked out an inexperienced White 9 fights ago. And I understand that AJ has gotten better also, but so has White. This is not the same White you fought. He's smarter, he's stronger, he's quicker, and he has much more of a chance to knock your head off. He's not ranked in the top 5 for no reason. And AJ knows that. So, you know, it's more than one reason about that. And Wilder holds a lot of leverage that people don't understand because of these things. He holds a lot more leverage than people understand he does.
Exactly. And that's what I was saying, man. I was saying the same thing, that folks need to understand that it's not just about the WBC belt. It's about looking at it from all sides of the angles. And when you look at it, you can see now in that negotiation table why Shelley Finkel, why, you know, Al Heyman, why all of that company was pissed off at what they were seeing. Because first and foremost, how do you come to a negotiation table and then you hide what the other fighter is making? Right there, you're already saying you don't want to fight. And then not only that, you're turning around and you're making it seem like, you know, he's already made a name for himself in the United States, when really he hasn't even scratched the surface. I mean, it's just ridiculous. So that's my take on it. You know, like, I just feel like he has to understand that when it's all said and done, Deontay Wilder runs the block over here in the United States, man. It's his block, man.
Yeah.
And he's coming on this side of the block. And now Tyson Fury, because he signed with Bob Arum and he signed with Top Rank, I mean, that's like 2/3 of the block right there.
Tyson Fury, I ain't mean to cut you off, bro, but I want to tell all these AJ fans something. My man Tyson is more popular than AJ in America, so y'all could kill that, bro.
Yeah, and
Tyson
here's the
Fury
thing.
is more popular than AJ in America. So
And here's the thing: if Tyson Fury is the Gypsy King, right?
Right.
But look who he signed with. He signed with an American promoter, Bob Arum. So this is what I mean when I say that they have 2/3 of the market cornered. So Joshua has to play ball. In terms of, who has the most belts? Yeah. Anthony Joshua has the most belts, but that's it. That's the only thing he has the most of. When you're talking about numbers, I mean, I ran through the last 7 fights, and I'm not going by German TV. I'm not going by UK. I'm not going by all that. I'm going by Showtime numbers, man. If you look at the Showtime numbers in the last 7 fights, Deontay Wilder dwarfs Anthony Joshua. I don't know why folks don't want to see that, man. He dwarfs him big time. I mean, the highest numbers I saw from Anthony Joshua was 500,000 on a Showtime, and that was peaking. When it came to regular average, it was about between 335 and 350. Deontay Wilder's last fight peaked at 990 and averaged 791. I mean, come on, that's damn near 2.5 times, man. So I don't want to hear this nonsense about he doesn't have leverage at the table. It's ridiculous. What are we talking about here? So that fight needs to be negotiated fairly.
Shit. Hey, well, look, check this out though. Now, I feel you on all that. And a lot of that makes sense, man. You got to count, like, people don't understand the whole business of everything. You got to count. All of that has to count for something. It can't account for anything.
Exactly.
It has 3 belts. And so, when we're talking about a market and the share of a market and literally what's going to be spent on that fight, Wilder's going to provide a good portion of that. And that's what their argument is. Now, traditionally, though, we have to remember these belts, man. I'll put it in the comment, and I'm not really coming at this from a debating angle, but just of a history of the sanctioning bodies. Now, I do understand the WBC belt is the more popularized belt, and there's reasons behind that. It's the most dominant belt amongst the athletes. They want the WBC. But we have to understand that the WBA is actually right behind that, bro. Both of those belts are highly respected. Both of those belts were the standard for unification, and then the IBF and IBO came along. I mean, the WBO and IBF came along. But the WBA belt is the oldest belt by far. It's the oldest sanctioning body by far. So it has, slightly less prestige than that WBC is what I'm trying to tell you. So when you add those other 2 belts along, what Joshua has to me, he just has to have the A side of this fight. I can't see it as 50-50 because of that. I do see Wilder having a lot more leverage and a lot more value because of the things you said. But as far as 50-50, I think that's still kind of pushing it because you don't just earn 3 belts and then one of them being the WBA. I mean, if Wilder only has 1 belt, then the WBA has to be on the other side. Now, if he had, the WBA and then the WBC, then all day I'm gonna say that Wilder would be, forget about that 5th belt that just came along, that IBO belt or whatever, because people always say, well, AJ got 4 belts. Well, who cares about that IBO belt? It's not even respected. And even if you win it, it won't count for unification. You have to get the IBF, WBO, WA, or WBC. You understand what I'm saying? So if it was like that, yeah, but he has a prestigious belt. You feel what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
WBA is a prestigious belt, bro. Like, it's big. It's big time.
Here's my take on it, man. And this is the way that I see it. In terms of, and I've said this and I'll say it again, man, in terms of negotiations, the reason why I'm leaning on 50-50 and why it's going to be even more prevalent is because, especially after the Wilder versus the Fury 2, remember, Fury, really, Anthony Joshua was holding Tyson Fury's belt, man. Let's keep it real.
Yeah.
He's holding his belt.
I agree with that.
There's just no way around that, man. He's holding that man's belt. It's not like Anthony Joshua defeated Tyson Fury. I've said this before on wax.
Oh, shit.
So if Deontay Wilder gets Tyson Fury ass out of there in emphatic fashion, that's leverage right there, man. Because
Right.
he can say, look, I beat the guy. No, I stopped the guy who you basically did not even take his belt. You basically just kind of was given his belt and I stopped him. So what are we talking about here? So we need to look at this leveraging table and we need to say it's 50-50 because you didn't win those belts. You didn't earn those belts. But guess what? When I got him out of there, I earned that. So by definition, I really have all the belts. You see what I'm saying? By default.
Yeah.
So right there at leverage, he's at 50-50 just off the strength of that.
Right. Well,
so that's the way I'm looking at it, man.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I say I'll be, now I'm a Fury fan, right? Fury talk a whole lot of crap, bro. You know me, man. I'm a straight shooter, dog. I call it how I see it. The fact that I'm a Fury fan or whatever, I don't go along with that narrative that Fury be pushing. I go along with that narrative concerning Fury, but Fury only. Like he can say to Joshua that you never won those belts from me. You know what I mean? You beat up Charles Martin and beat Vlad for the vacant or whatever, however it went, but you didn't win them from me. But for everybody else, I don't think that they get to ride with that narrative. You know what I mean? Because Joshua still fought somebody to win them. Not they just gave him the belts. He still fought somebody to win them. You know what I mean? And so, in that sense, he still won those belts. I don't care if it was a vacant belt. Even vacant belt, you have to fight a fighter to win the belt. Now, they might not have been high quality fighters. I will say that, except Vlad, of course. I mean, but he still fought the fights to get the belts. Now, Fury can say that to him. My man can say that to him because you ain't beat me up to get him. You got him from such and such. You got him from an old dude that I beat up already. Made him look stupid and you struggled with him. So, but I don't think that anybody else should be able to lean on that because, hey, he still fought somebody. Like I said, bro, I think it's close. 45, 55, maybe. I mean, I think it's close, but I still think AJ got to get the edge on it, bro. That's just how I look at it. I feel your point too, though, because he got a lot of that American market. And you look at the pay-per-view, what people pay for overseas versus what they pay for here. I mean, we pay $75, $80 for a fight. They pay $25. So Joshua could have 100,000 people, but that's only $250,000 versus 750,000 here with the same amount of people. So Wilder's going to pull that much more money. At the end of the day, you can throw the numbers out there. 100,000 people, yeah. But how much did 100,000 people bring in revenue over there versus 100,000 people will bring in revenue over here? At the end of the day, when these boxers get paid and these networks get paid, it's about the money. That's why Wilder holds so much leverage because of the business side of it, the money. Forget about the people.
I'm gonna tell you this much: inside of the square circle, I give credit to Tyson Fury because he stepped up to the plate and he was willing to do what Anthony Joshua has failed to do time and time again. He got inside that square circle and he fought with Deontay Wilder. So you could say what you want about Fury, but Fury got in there, man.
And he did not haggle over that. And he did not haggle over no money.
Exactly.
Fury took what they gave. What he made, like 15 million something. He didn't care. He was going in there to fight. Oh, Joshua got to have all of this. Listen, Joshua, you ain't Floyd Mayweather because Floyd Mayweather made the fights. Till you make the fights, then you could talk about them Mayweather numbers. Joshua won't want the Mayweather numbers without making the fights. You know what I mean? Floyd made the fights, bro. Make the fight. Make the fight.
Yeah, I mean, let's keep it real, man. Let's keep it real. The man has the majority of the belts, and he doesn't want to lose it. So, like T-Tone Toledo said, and I got to give him his credit on the first comment. He said, you want one to collect all the belts and lose it in one fight. And then he turned around here and said, you can say you don't want to call it leverage. Okay, here's my take on it, man.
Oh wow.
Thank you, James Jones. I'm keeping that foot on the throats. I'm keeping it on the necks. I'm keeping it each and every way. Now listen, man. Deontay Wilder is actually going out there and he's ridding himself of any controversial fights. You have to respect that. The last person I remember to do that stuff was Floyd Mayweather. You remember when he fought against Castillo? He was like, run it back. Let's make it definitive. When Floyd Mayweather fought against Marcos Maidana, run it back. Let's make it definitive. So when people are saying, why is Deontay Wilder fighting Luis Ortiz? Why is he fighting a Tyson Fury? He doesn't want no controversy on his record.
Hey,
just like he did with Staverne. He wants to make it emphatic, and you have to respect that, man.
Yeah,
you gotta respect that.
That's true. That's true. Hey, you gotta give it up. Lennox Lewis did that too, bro.
Yep, Lennox Lewis did that.
Lennox straightened it too, bro. He said, "Oh yeah, he boop, 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 threw that jab on him."
Damn right. You remember with Hakeem Rahman, man. You wanted everyone to know that was an asterisk victory for him, boy. He wasn't playing with that.
He came back and got that money. But
this is the stuff that I'm talking about, man. And cats need to understand that. Like, when someone says, I don't want no controversy on my record, run it back. Look at the first fight with Anthony Joshua and Dillian White. There was no controversy with that. But we know that Anthony Joshua got him at the right time, and he got flack for it. So why don't you run it back and show everyone that you could beat a better and more seasoned version of Dillian White? Why are we pushing Dillian White on Deontay Wilder? I mean, come on. It's like basically Deontay Wilder has to fight everybody that Anthony Joshua fight so that he could say that he matches up to the resume. To me, that's bullshit. I don't understand that narrative.
Yeah. And then you know, with these fighters, bro, you know, and I know you've heard me say this before, that Tyson Fury, Anthony Joshua, and Deontay Wilder, they're above the rest. They're above the rest of all of these fighters. But from rank 15 to 1, and I don't care who you got in there from 15 to 1, man, the gap is not that wide, bro. People got to stop acting like the gap is that wide from 15. All of these champs can be. They say, "Oh, Wilder can be beat." I even say Wilder's one punch away, one knockout away from a loss. Okay, but the rest of them are basically in the same category. All of them can be beat, bro. They act like just because Wilder don't have all the boxing skills, and you know Fury got the skills, and AJ got that they have less of a chance of beat or something like that. No, they can be beat too, bro. I think that Big Baby Miller had more of a chance to wear AJ down and steal a fight than Ruiz do, because Miller has a lot of body. And when people think that, oh, he can't fight, here's the thing with Miller. Even without the drugs, bro, the dude was durable. He knees, elbows, and all of that in mixed martial arts. Okay? AJ is not as powerful as people claim he is, bro. So Miller would have leaned on AJ, bodied him, grabbed on him, hugged on him. That 365-pound frame would have did what AJ has a problem with, gassed him out. And Miller continues to throw, so he could have possibly beat AJ. We already seen Ortiz almost beat Wilder. We seen Wilder and Fury getting there and mixing it up. Listen, the gap is not that wide, so people gotta stop acting like the champions are super. Man, they can go down. You give some of these prospects 4 or 5 fights. Dubois, Joe Joyce, F.A. Jagba, Hergovich. Yep. Come up there and beat the hell out of them. Let us find out if Usyk power carries up. He'll come beat the hell out of him. So we got to stop acting like that these guys are so, you know, invincible. It's only those 3. You know what I mean? Dillian White's another one. Yep. This heavyweight division is pretty exciting. It's pretty close. It's tight. It's not as far as a gap as people think it is. You know what I mean? So it's about Wilder can't beat AJ, or even AJ can't beat Wilder. Listen, man, these guys can beat each other. All of them. And that's just how it is, man. People got to understand that.
All right. Well, I'm going to tell you like this. SP&E he has his moments, but I think
Oh boy, here
he
you go.
you see that thing you rolling right now. I think he done did about 30 of them.
Oh no, this is not this is
It's
actually
not.
tea.
It's,
This is a
okay,
medical thing here.
gotcha. Okay, yeah, man.
But
Listen,
yeah,
man.
I do that too. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, I can see that. There ain't nothing wrong with that, man. Ain't nothing wrong with that. But I'm gonna tell you right now, man. For you, this guy to sit here and say that he's the golden boy of the heavyweight division, that's comical to me. I talk about he's the golden ducker of the heavyweight division. That sounds more befitting to me, And I just feel like Anthony Joshua for this era, yeah, his skills is legit. But if you matching him up against the all-time greats, he don't measure up, man. If he put him in the ring with a Mike Tyson will knock him out. Mike Tyson will pick him apart and find his way to get those uppercuts in, man. He'll get him out of there.
Yeah, I don't believe any of these guys really measure up to the greats. I mean, the only one, a lot of people say that Tyson Fury could get in there because of his herky jerky style and his length. But I have to disagree with that, bro. And I'm a Tyson fan. It's just I think it's more or less the fact that Tyson's a heavily skilled boxer, and just like you said, these guys they can't really measure up to the greats, and so he really dupes these guys. But when you think about a heavyweight as quick as a Ali or a heavyweight as efficient as a Holyfield or even Lennox Lewis with that jab and his length, man, I can't imagine they would have beat the hell out of Tyson Fury. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't even put him, this class of heavyweights, they're just underclass, bro. They're just like a class under what we used to in boxing. You understand where I'm going with that?
I understand where you're going. So how you feel overall, like with the pugilism aspect, the sweet science aspect of it, the mindset of these young fighters nowadays, man? How do you feel it stacks up with the guys of the golden eras, man? How do you feel in your brain that stacks?
That's a good question. I think that it's a combination of promoters and fighters. And we have here these days is somewhat of a 50-50 split. Some of these guys are about legacy and the sport, the science, and some of these guys are about the money and politics. And it in this day and time is more about who they get tied up with. Because back in the day, some of those guys, even though they got tied up with the wrong people, they still wanted to go get it.
Yep.
It didn't matter. You know what I mean? But now it's more about like who they get tied up with, because when you look at guys like Errol Spence, right? Now I know this is your boy and you might not agree, but then again, you agree with this to some extent. He's somewhat a medium in this era. When the time comes, he knuckles down and he gets in that gym and he does all the things. He never had a problem making weight. He's in phenomenal shape. But outside of the fights, he doesn't carry on the tradition of the old fighters.
I agree with that.
Some like the Charlos, or Tank Davis, or these guys that are really way outside of what the old fighters used to be. But then you have these guys like Santa Cruz and Crawford, and these guys, you understand, they gym rats, they into this science, they into this Lomachenko. They don't blow up in between fights. So it's sort of like a 50-50 thing. It's like we're falling off where most of the fighters used to be what you're talking about. Like this used to be the sport of boxing, but this is why boxing is falling off, bro, because that love, that desire. I mean, even if you think about what's going on in other sports like the NFL and the NBA, you have these prima donna and free agency situations, but a lot of these guys still have the love of that sport. With boxing and prize fighting, it's going more to politics and money, and it's driving people away when you don't love the sport anymore. You know what I mean? That's what I see.
Yep, I agree with that. I just feel like the bottom line is this, man. To me, boxing itself, guys nowadays, they just so vehemently focused on just the money aspect, man. And
Yeah.
even the top guys, I get it. You know, it's you're fighting for a prize. You know, but the prize is twofold. It's not just the money aspect. The prize is also the belts, and it's also the legacy
Right.
that
Right.
comes with it. And you know, I feel like these fighters, man, in between fights, I have to get on Earl Spence, man, because I don't like that. I don't like that in between fight stuff where the fighter lacks discipline, you know, because you're supposed to carry yourself a certain way inside and outside the ring, you
Yeah.
know, and eventually that whole lack of discipline outside of the ring, it catches up to you. I think he's trying to clean it up now,
Yeah.
but at the same time, it's like you should have been cleaned that up from the jump. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like that's something that you're a prize fighter. You got to be disciplined. I get it. You feel that you're young, you want to have fun, you want to party. But listen, and I've told people this before. With great power comes great responsibility,
Yeah.
man. Spider-Man
Right.
term, it's imperative. Like if you're out there and you're in the public eye and you're a prize fighter and that's your occupation, then everything that you do, the way you comport yourself in every aspect has to show itself to match up. What's going on, Bev? What's good with you, sis? My biggest problem with that is this, man, and this is what pisses me off, you know, and it pisses me off big time. I don't like how fighters, you know, in between fights have this lack of discipline, man. So that's why I get on Spence. You saw I got on him the other day. You know, that's my boy, man. But I don't like this blow up. You saw that recently in the Jerry Hurd fight, man. Jerry Hurd looked horrible because I knew he went all the way up to about 200 pounds. And then he had to
Right.
cut all the way to 154. I mean, that's a 46-pound drop, man. That's just ridiculous, man. Like, why are you blowing up that much? I mean, it's just ridiculous. You don't do stuff
Way
like
too much.
exactly. And that's why he didn't have no power. And truth be told, that's why, you know what I'm saying, Earl Spence, and I gotta keep it a buck. He didn't have no power for Mikey Garcia. Because if you look at the weigh-in, he kind of looked frail, man. You know what I'm saying? He kind of looked a little anorexic because I know he was putting a lot of weight. And that's my boy, man. You know I'm gonna keep that thing a buck, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
I always feel like when a fighter is fighting, right? And this is what I loved about Floyd Mayweather. Floyd Mayweather fought at 147, but he always kept himself. I mean, I'm not telling every fighter to do that, but he always kept himself like around 152, damn near 160 at the most. He never really pushed it so much so past where he had to focus so much on cutting weight. If anything, he was starting his, you know what I'm saying, his training camp hitting the punching bags, man. He wasn't really running. He was doing the running part on the second half, on the second half of his training. You know, I'm not telling fighters that they need to be within 5 or to 10 pounds. What's up, contender regime boxing? That's what I'm talking about. But at least be within that 20-pound interval. You know what I'm saying? Like, you
Yeah.
know, if you fighting, if you fighting, you know what I'm saying, at 147, at least I don't want you being no more than 162, 165. Like, really, your walk around weight should be your fight night weight, man. I've said this before. You know what I'm saying? Because that's your comfortable weight. And I don't understand that with athletes. And this is where you see that in between fights, they are drinking, they are smoking, they are doing all this nonsense that's causing all of this
Facts.
weight blow. Because it's not just food. We all know we've partied before. You know how it is. You eat all, you know what I'm saying? You go out and you do all this drinking, and then you at IHOP, you know what I'm saying? Or you at what's that other one? Waffle House, 3, 4 a.m. in the morning. And you putting all that food in your body, and then you go to sleep right after that. You ain't burning it off. You ain't hit no gym because you know you just done left the club 3, 4 a.m. You going straight to sleep. What you think's gonna happen, man? That food gonna blow your ass up.
Yeah.
And then you do that repetitively. You know, and this is the problem with this era of fighters, man. They just don't have the discipline. This is why I like when Mayweather said, I don't drink, you know what I'm saying? I don't smoke, you know what I'm saying? He didn't do any of that stuff. And for a long time in Andre Ward's career, I respected him for that. Don't get me wrong, towards the end of towards the end of his career, you could tell it was the end. In the Kovalev fights, I saw him
Yeah.
have little drinks right after them Kovalev fights. I saw him. Andre Ward ain't supposed to. He was right there with Andre Berto having them drinks in, but he went all of that time before he got to that point, right? And he kept himself disciplined. And yeah, when you look at Andre Ward now, he looked like about what 200, but he wasn't looking like that between fights. You see what I'm saying?
No, I won't.
Looking close to that weight because he used to always say this thing that Bernard Hopkins used to do this thing back in the day, right? Where he used to know if a fighter was tough or whatnot. Bernard Hopkins would sit there, he would just hold you. What's up, Matthew Valentine? He would just hold you right here in the arm just to check or touch your midsection, just to check if you was flabby in between fights or if you was still tight. I don't know, man. That right there still reverberates in my brain because it tells me that Andre Ward was like, look, man, I got my elders out here, you know what I'm saying, that's looking, they paying attention, and I have to dedicate myself to the sport. I say all of this to say this, man. I like Earl Spence, man. You know how I rock with that dude. But you can't continue to have these abusive behaviors and don't think it's going to add up. We know all roads lead to Terrence Bud Crawford. I don't think Terrence Bud Crawford is that undisciplined. When I look at Terrence Bud Crawford, I got to give him credit, man. He always looks like he's damn near close to his weight. He don't look like he's so out of shape. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I've never heard anything about him out there partying, having fun, getting wild, looking sloppy. I've never seen this. I mean, I saw him the other day when he was in Florida. You know what I'm saying? And I was watching it on YouTube, and he was representing Jamal Herring in his fight. Look at him, man. The dude did not look so out of place. He did not look like a fighter that just blew up so much weight. And he looked like if he get back in the training camp, he'll drop that weight in no time. You know what I'm saying? And that's the thing. Like, I think fighters need to go back and rededicate themselves, man. They got to do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it has to be on all fronts. We can't be having this nonsense where you fighting once a year. This is ridiculous. Guys 25, 26, 27, 28, 29 years old. They should be fighting 2 to 3 times a year, man. This 1 year fighting now, this stuff is nonsense. I don't understand that.
Yeah.
I hear you, Matthew Valentine. Spence said he learned his lesson, but then did you see him at the Wilder, you know what I'm saying, versus the Brazil fight? That face was looking fat again, man.
Yeah.
That's why I'm worried. That face looked like it's touching almost 180. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man. You gotta be better than that, bro. You gotta be better than that. I don't like that kind of stuff.
Spence does that often though. And I have to agree with you. I mean, yeah, when you 25, 26, I spoke on this a couple of weeks ago, man. You 25, you 26, that's one thing. But when you start knocking in them 30s every year, recovery time's tougher, man.
Damn right.
That out every year after 30, recovery time in those workouts gets tougher and tougher. And, you know, that's when the weight drain, the weight cut becomes an issue because you're working so hard to get that weight down. You can't give what you usually could give on fight night. And then that's when you can get stopped. That's when you're forced to move up in weight. So he needs to check that. He needs to check that. Like you said, keep it down. I mean, at best, get up to 170. That should be the most. You should never get back up to 180 or anything over 170 in between fights. Jog every morning, do some cardio. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna say it like this, man. It's not about being a nutritionist, Matthew Valentine. It's more so about you got to understand, man. Like, all roads lead to Terrence Bud Crawford with Earl Spence. Eventually, this is who he's going to fight. Well, I need Earl Spence to get in that more disciplined mindset. You know what I'm saying? And then eventually, after he fights, you know, Terrence Bud Crawford, which I still believe he's going to bulldoze Terrence Bud Crawford, and I don't care what anybody has to say because I just feel that Earl Spence has too much, you know what I'm saying, arsenals in his repertoire for him to not lose that fight. He's going to win that fight. But then after that, we're talking about him versus Canelo down the road, down the block. That's the next fight after that. So, well, not next, but maybe like 2-3 fights after that once he moves up to 154 and he gets a few fights in there. I just need Earl Spence to be fully dedicated, man, because he's on a path right now of greatness. And when you're on that path of greatness, it's a lonely road, man. It's a lonely road to the top. You know what I'm saying? At
Right.
times, you're gonna have to leave some of these folks, man. Some of this entourage when you moving up this road, man. You're gonna have to do that. You
Yeah.
know, and that's just the way I see it, man. I like Spence. You know what I'm saying? I like what he represents. You know, I like the man down. I like the strap season motto. You know what I'm saying? I just feel that Spence in the boxing square circle, he is my boy. He is nothing to play with, but he just gotta maintain that weight. Thank you, Donald Brown. That's what I'm talking about. He got to because it shows a discipline. You know what I'm saying?
What's up with my
It's a
chat?
discipline thing. That's all I'm saying. You got to be disciplined inside and outside the ring. The way you carry yourself, it says a lot. And at this point, all eyes is on him, and he's gonna have to show up and show out, man, in the right way. That's the way that I'm looking at it. But yeah, let's flip the gear real quick, man. You know what I'm saying? Let's talk about Charlo versus Harrison, man. How you see that fight playing out, brother?
Well, I you know, I when did they fight?
June 23rd.
The 23rd. Okay.
Mhm.
You know, man, I always got to go into the tank on these fights, bro. Especially this one here. You know, this Charlo fight. But I just, we talked about this before. I think that Tony Harrison gave us, one of the best Tony Harrisons that we were gonna see, and Charlo gave us, less than expected performance. I mean, and it's not that he doesn't have it in him. He didn't perform. He underperformed. And so when you think about Harrison giving all he got and Charlo underperforming, I'm just going to think Charlo's not going to make the same mistakes in the second fight. And he's going to beat him. That's just how I look at it. Charlo has way more than he gave in that fight. He has way more.
Mm-hmm.
And Derek James is an awesome trainer. Charlo clearly either he didn't do right in training camp or whatever. I mean, when you're in clubs doing shadow boxing, there's no telling what he did that training camp. He probably underestimated Harrison, and Harrison kept popping him, and Harrison stuck him and made him feel something. But I don't think that any of that's going to apply in this next fight. He's going to know what he has to do, and he's going to come more seriously. And I think that he's going to stop Harrison.
Yeah, I agree with that. I'm gonna tell you right now, all Charlo got to do is just follow the game plan from the jump and jump out on Tony Harrison, man. He can't be playing these games where he's sitting there and saying, "Oh, I'm gonna try to knock his head off." Appreciate that, Matthew Valentine. Appreciate the love, man. You know what I'm saying? My take on it is this, man. The big time thing is this. Jamel Charlo has to listen to Derek James completely. Don't get so warped in his brain. Don't get so warped in what Tony Harrison is talking trash about. Just focus, man. Move your feet. You know what I'm saying? And try to, out slick the slickster, because Tony Harrison, we already seen his best. What is his best? He's going to try to counter Jamel Charlo all night. That's what he's going to do. And Jamel doesn't need to go into that, oh, I got to hit it. I got to knock his head out. If he does that same nonsense and he falls for the bait, because I know Tony Harrison going to start talking trash in his head to try to see if he's going to fall for that bait. If he does that, and I'm sad to say he's going to lose. But I don't think he's going to do that, because to me, this is a crossroads fight for Jamel Charlo. I think for his psyche and for his boxing career, he has to win this fight. Could you imagine if he loses another fight like that? You have to understand why I say that. Here's the dichotomy with somebody that runs their mouth like that. When you are a shit talker, right? And you lose, it messes with you, right?
Yeah.
But there's still that chance to redeem yourself. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes you need that step backwards, you know what I'm saying, so that you could redeem yourself and then come back right, and go back to the drawing board. But if you lose again, that could shatter you mentally, man, and you will never be the same, because of the fact that your whole gimmick was running your mouth. You gotta understand the mantra, lions only. And I believe the mantra, because prior to the Harrison fight, the Charlos, they were on a tear. Both of them, both Jamal and Jamel. Jamal is still on that tear, because even though he had a tough fight against Corbo, the last time I checked, he did not lose. Jamel, on the other hand, is at a crossroads. He lost. So he's in that mindset where, you know, it's that fine line mindset that boxers have where they could be borderline almost depression or borderline, I'm gonna get retribution. You know what I'm saying? So in this fight, I feel this is a retribution fight for Jamel Charlo. And he knows everything is at stake here. He knows, because if he doesn't win this fight, I'm telling you, man, they're going to get on him like nobody's business. And I don't think he'll be able to come back from it. So that's why I feel like you haven't heard much from him. If you notice, he's been very quiet. That's because he's been locked in the gym. You're not going to see come media press conference this time around that he's going to be training in no damn club. That's not happening. Not in this fight. You're going to see him in that gym, putting that work in, and sparring his ass off with Earl Spence, or sparring his ass off with who he needs to spar his ass off to get himself ready for that fight. And that's what needs to happen, man. So this time around, I got Jamel Charlo winning this fight. I think he's going to get it by late KO. That's just me. I think he's going to set up his combinations. I think he's going to move his feet. He's going to be sticking and moving. And he's going to get Tony Harrison out there, and he's going to reclaim his belt. And we potentially down the road could see a fight between Charlo versus Julian Williams, because Julian Williams already said at the Wilder versus the Brazil fight that he's looking at the winner for Charlo and Harrison. I don't even know if he's even looking at the rematch with Jared Hurd. He's looking ahead. So he's well right to do that because he got the belt now. You know what I'm saying? He got his belts now. So I just think Charlo wins that fight, and then after that, we're looking at a Charlo versus Julian Williams. That's what we're looking at. But I would say late KO, about 10 to 11. That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, I agree with that. I'm on the move, bro. That's why.
Yeah, I see that. So let's talk this real quick, man, while you on the move. How you feel about this fight tonight, man, between Joshua and Ruiz, man?
Bro, like I said, Joshua got to win this fight.
Mm-hmm.
As far as I'm concerned, Joshua got to win this fight before the 8th round, like 8 rounds or before the 9th round.
Mm-hmm.
I think, like, listen, I'm not all up on Ruiz's. I might not be able to go over there. That's too far. I'm gonna stay right here. I'm not all up on Ruiz's. My bad, dog. Y'all still there?
Yeah, I'm still here, man. You still there? You hear me?
Yeah, I'm here. All right. I'm outside.
Right. You chilling? You good?
Yeah, I know I look crazy. I'm outside on the back. But anyway, I'm not. Look, Ruiz is fat, right? He got a lot of punch, but the dude got pretty decent stamina. And to tell you the truth, I watched his fights. I can't necessarily say I see him gassed out.
Mm-hmm.
He ain't AJ gassed out. So that's just something to think about. And that's why I'm like, he just gotta. I'm not saying AJ would lose. I would just think, like, if we looking at the knockout,
mm-hmm.
I think AJ probably better get that thing before 8 or before, because after 8 it might go 12. Like, Ruiz might take him in the deep waters. He'll still win, unanimous decision probably, but you know what kind of look is that after the fight? Like, even on my channel, that's one of our topics, bro. Like, what's the look of this AJ fight? That's going to be a big topic. How he beats Ruiz, if he beats Ruiz. You understand what I'm saying? So I want to see how this plays out. He's supposed to win in impressive fashion. You're talking about you one of the top 3 heavyweights, you, Fury, and Wilder. Y'all's all it is to talk about. So he's supposed to beat Ruiz up pretty convincingly, no? Am I wrong?
I think that's what's going to happen. I don't even think he's going to beat him up convincingly. I think he's going to get him out of there convincingly. But go ahead.
Right. No, well, I mean, yeah, I feel you. And that's but it's just like so it's just like the Brazil and the Wilder fight, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, he knocked him out in the first round. Now, again, I give him respect for that, but we expected Wilder to beat Brazil up. First round, second round, third round, fourth round. We expected him to flatline that dude because Brazil is slow. We knew he didn't have great defense, and Wilder has extraordinary power. So with AJ, forget about this 3 inch difference. Man, we seen it. They exaggerating Ruiz's height. He's nowhere near 6'2". The dude's probably like 6 foot even. AJ over this dude, bro. So AJ is supposed to easily beat the hell out of him, if you ask me. That's how I'm looking at it. And if he does anything less than that, then that's something to talk about.
Okay. Well, here's my take on it, man. I've always said this before, man. You know, it to me it's a big time disrespect when a man is holding another man's belt and he didn't win it. I was laughing. I don't know what everybody else was doing. If they were just like, okay, let me just pay attention to this and let me just watch it. I was laughing my ass off because AJ was laughing like, look at this sucker, man. Look at this sucker.
Yeah, that was crazy, bro.
He treated him like a lackey, man. He treated him
like he punched drunk in love or something, bro.
Yeah, man. I mean, he looked like a groupie holding them damn belts, man. I mean, it was damn near disrespectful. And I said this, like,
yeah,
realistically, would Anthony Joshua would have had Deontay Wilder or Tyson Fury or Big Titty Miller hold his damn belt? Come on, man.
It's like
to me.
It's like this dude infatuated with Anthony Joshua, bro. You supposed to be like ready to beat this dude's face in. You're not supposed to be infatuated with him. I found that kind of funny too. Like he grabbing the belts and he did too much smiling and giggling up there. And I'm like, I mean, you know, but again, listen, hey man, you know, everybody has their, and you should know this more than anyone. Everybody has their own kind of mental tricks. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It could be one. I'm talking about in Ruiz's favor now. Think about it. Oh, you think I'm not really paying attention? I'm all chummy, and then I get in there and tear your damn head off. You understand what I'm saying?
Nah, man. Nah.
Who knows? Who knows, bro?
See, I hear you. I hear what you're saying, and it would have made sense, right? But here's the problem with that. And let me tell you why it's not computing in my brain. When you looked at Ruiz was holding them belts up like a groupie, like I've arrived. Like, I don't know, man. The thing with me is I'm always looking at all these things that I guess other people are not paying attention to. You know what I'm saying? These things to me make sense because boxing is not just people think that you just step into the square circle and you just duke it out. Boxing has a lot of mental and psychological warfare that goes on even before you step into the ring. Right. AJ was basically letting Ruiz know by letting him hold his belts that you are no different than an AJ fanboy. You are no different than an AJ groupie. I'm going to touch because that's what he did. He treated him as such, man. Hold my belt. My butler, hold my belts because I'm going to whoop your ass. Not like you're going to get them. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. Like, I see that, man. I see these little things. Like, and then not only that, prior to the fight, I would say a week or 2 weeks ago, they were interviewing AJ, right, in Miami. And the way that he was talking about beating up Ruiz, he was like, however he wants it. If he wants to do a brawl, you know what I'm saying? Right. If he wants to go if he wants to go in the middle and he wants to duke it out, if he wants to make it a boxing fight, I'm gonna beat him in so many different ways, man. It's just ridiculous how AJ does not respect this dude. And then, was it yesterday or the day before yesterday? He was talking about fighting Tyson Fury. You know, right there, when a fighter has already told himself in his mind that he's thinking about the next fight, that means he's not taking you serious. And really, are we gonna get the best Andy Ruiz Jr.? Did he get a full training camp? No, he did not. No. So you're not even going to get the best Andy Ruiz Jr. So come on, folks. This fight is a joke. It's a joke.
I disagree with that, though. Listen, I disagree with not getting the best Andy Ruiz Jr., and I'll tell you why. That last fight wasn't no trouble for him, bro. If you looked at him after that fight wasn't no trouble for Ruiz. And if you think about it, he had just been in camp. and the best thing for somebody like him is to keep staying in shape. So the fact that he went through camp, went into a fight, and then went back into camp, that's actually a good thing for him. You got to think about that because look, he's out of shape, bro. So the thing is for him to keep being in shape, and that fight did not take pretty much anything out of him. He beat the hell out of that dude. It was an easy fight for Ruiz.
I hear you, man, but I'm looking at
he's going to be in good shape for this fight.
I'm looking at Joshua's body language, even when they had the weigh in, even when they had the face off, man. Joshua.
I agree with you on all that.
Joshua looks like, who is this scumbag they put in front of me? Matter of fact, he's AJ Devo, so he's like, where's my hand sanitizer? After I shake this dude's hands, I have to clean my hands. This cat that's in front of me. I'm telling you, man.
Yeah.
You did not respect this dude.
Not at all. When he gave him the belt.
You could say what you want about Jarrell Big Titty Miller, right?
Yeah.
But when Big Titty Miller pushed him and he said, I'm going to screw your mom, that was a whole different Joshua. Yeah. That was a Joshua that was ready to rip his head off, right?
Yeah, yeah. Joshua don't got no respect for Ruiz because when he gave him the belts, and he was taking the picture, Joshua was shadow boxing and stuff. He was exactly playing around on stage. Listen,
exactly.
Looking at you like a game, bro. I mean, I agree with you on all of that stuff. I'm not even.
But after Jarrell Miller pushed him, you did not see the demeanor of Anthony Joshua change completely. This is night and day, man. This is what I'm talking about. Because he knew this guy is coming to fight. This guy's not coming in here to hold my belts. Could you imagine if Anthony Joshua would have told Big Titty Miller, hey, hold my belts? He would have slapped him, man. Yeah. He would have been like, what? What you take me for?
Yeah.
You think I'm a punk? Come on, man. Get out of here with that nonsense. He would have slapped him. He would have straight chin check.
He wouldn't do that, though. Joshua wouldn't do that with AJ. I mean, not AJ. He wouldn't do that with White. He wouldn't do that with Wilder. He wouldn't do that with Miller. He only did that with Ruiz because Ruiz was standing up there like he was fucking, pardon me, but like he was standing up there like he was punch drunk in love, bro. Like, man, you know, I don't know. It was a game to me, but, you know, I wasn't saying that that's Ruiz's tactic. I'm not saying that that's what he's doing. I'm just saying, you know, who knows? Who knows with these guys, man? And sometimes I think this stuff is getting like WWE. They must be
right.
Vince McMahon.
Yep. So let's switch up gears and let's talk about Chris Algieri and Tommy Coyle, man. How you see that fight playing out?
Oh man, Chris Algieri gonna beat the boy up, bro. Me, you and Sis talked about this. I think she was. We talked about this. Algieri, listen, man. People gotta look at who Algieri got beat up by. He didn't get beat up by no scrubs. Period.
Yep.
He get beat up by no scrubs, bro, and he won every other fight. So he's not the, you know, like the best boxer. Algieri's problem was power. If Algieri had more power, he would have won a lot more fights. Because some of those fights he did lose, well, split decisions or, you know, controversial fight or whatever, bro. But Algieri's no scrub. He just lacks power. But he's too tall. He's too lengthy. He's too big for this guy, bro. Coyle, I think. I just can't see this guy beating Algieri up, bro. Algieri's a pretty decent boxer. He's a good boxer, bro. He's gonna beat this.
I agree. Coyle, although he's an aggressive fighter, man, his back foot is not the best, and I feel
at all.
I feel like Chris Algieri, man, because he has the superior boxing skills, he's just going to outbox him. I got him by unanimous decision in that fight, man.
Yeah,
because I just feel like he's going to use his length. You can say what you want about Chris Algieri, man, but everyone. I remember when he fought Provodnikov. Everyone was sitting there saying Provodnikov was going to knock him out. I don't know if you remember that time. Man.
Yeah, I remember that.
Everybody was clowning Algieri, man. They was like, oh, he's not winning this fight. He get his head knocked off. And what was the result of that fight?
Yeah, but I did.
And then the fight with Pacquiao, let's keep it a buck. Before he got knocked down 4 times, he was giving Pacquiao fits, man. With his size. He was giving him fits ring. It's just,
let's keep it a buck. Let's keep it a buck on something else.
He made himself susceptible to Pac-Man's speed, and Pac-Man was able to figure him out, and that's how Pac-Man knocked him down 4 times. But prior to that, if he kept giving Pac-Man different looks, that would have been a hard fight for Pac-Man, man. Now, what were you gonna say?
I was gonna say let's keep it a buck on something else. He didn't bother him because Spence is tough as nails. But he landed some shots on Spence.
He did. He
You
did.
know what I mean? So like I'm saying, it's not like he hurt Spence or did anything to him.
Mm.
That's just Spence, you know. If Brook couldn't do nothing to him, what Algeria Pillow Hand self gonna do to him? So, but he landed some shots on Spence, and so Coyle ain't no damn Spence, bro.
Yeah, but see, here's the thing with the bulldozing style of Spence, and I've said this before. When you come forward on the front foot, you're gonna get wet a little bit, man. That's just boxing. You know, you're gonna eat up a few punches.
Yeah, but I ain't talking about that though, bro.
Especially when you're dealing with somebody that has some boxing ability, they're gonna catch. They're gonna catch.
Right.
Yo.
But I ain't talking about that. I know I'm not. I'm talking about Algieri, you know, boxed his way into some shots. I ain't talking about just catching Spence coming in.
Mm-hmm.
He was trying to box Spence. The thing is this: he boxed his way into some shots and got some really good shots on Spence, but they didn't do anything. And then so Spence just walked through those shots. But
damn right.
Spence has a decent, you know, not a decent. Spence has actually an excellent step back. People underestimate that. Like people come in and try to hit Spence, and he jumps back, man. And then he'll come right back. Listen, the dude is athletic, so
yes,
to even be able to get in through that, that's what I'm trying to say.
Mm-hmm.
Got in through that a couple of times, and so it's impressive just to be able to get in through that, because I've seen better fighters than a jury not be able. They couldn't get through that.
Yep,
because he's just so quick with it. He'll parry that shot, and then when you come with that straight right or a second jab, he's already on that back foot. He already done bounced back out of there. Mm-hmm. You know, people don't pay attention to how slick he is with that. He's really quick with that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, we're gonna get back to the Algeria and the Coil, but let me say this about Spence.
Oh, man. yeah. Damn, I started rambling about Spence.
Let me say this about Spence, because you know you talking about my boy here, so you know me. I always gotta put my little 2 cents in there. Spence does two things simultaneously. So take out y'all notes, take out y'all notepads and scribble real quick, because I gotta tell y'all about Spence real quick. He does two things simultaneously, and that's why if he fights Crawford, it'll be a problem. Spence puts a jab in front of your face that you can't remove, and then he's doing step back with it at the same time. Oh my gosh, that thing is like poetry, bro. It's like painting a picture the way he does it, because he's stepping back and stepping back in, but then he puts a jab in your face to where he blocks your peripheral. You can't see what's going on. All you can see is punches coming in. And you don't even know sometimes where those punches are coming through, because the jab don't block everything. I mean, it's just ridiculous how he does it, man. But anyways, back to Algeria and Coyle, because if I start with that one, I'll just have to keep going and explain the science on how this man boxed. But here's my take on that fight, man. Coyle is doing the same thing that Ruiz did with Anthony Joshua, minus holding the belt. When you sit here and you talk about the way a man dress, I'm telling you, man, this was the first thing I seen in this whole DAZN fight card. All I seen was nothing but admiration from one person to the next. I mean, really? You talking about, oh, I like the way he dressed, you know? Now, is this a model? Is this a modeling contest? Or is this boxing, dude? Like, are you here to fight this guy, or are you here to admire him?
Yeah.
This is a mindset, man. You're a fighter, man. Like, you don't have your blood boiling. You're not ready to just knock this dude's head off. You want to sit here and talk about the way he's dressing? Chef Algieri, come on, man. I got Chef Algieri by unanimous decision, man. He's gonna outbox this dude, man. It's gonna be unanimous. It's gonna be, I say, 8 rounds to 4, man. That's the way that I see that fight playing out.
Hey, man, I wanna do something right quick, man. Hey,
what's up?
Shout out to Speak Your Mind Sports Talk, bro.
Yeah, talk about it, man.
He was feeling a little ill today.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess he had to. Last time I talked to him, he was at the hospital. So I guess he's shouting us out from the hospital, bro. So shout out, bro. Hoping you feeling better, man.
Well, Speak Your Mind Sports Talk, man. I appreciate your contributions on this channel, man. I hope you feel better wherever you're at. You know what I'm saying? My prayers will go out to you, man. And I just hope that you could turn things around, brother. So thanks for contributing on the live stream. I really appreciate that, man. You know, that right there for some mental and physical fortitude to be doing that from where you at. Hats off to you, man. I appreciate that. Thanks for the love, brother.
Yeah, that's what's up, man.
Yeah.
That's what's really good. But
So,
anyway, yeah,
go ahead. What were you gonna say?
yeah, man. What's the next topic, man? Algeria gonna beat Coil up, bro. I'm done.
All right. What's up with Katie Taylor, man? How you feel that fight?
Good topic, bro.
Damn right.
So
you know I was coming there.
I'm so excited to see this fight, bro. Katie Taylor, bro. I wish she was a little bigger. Because man, I think she'd give Shields a go, but she's too small. I would like to see her move up and Brackets move down, and those two, because they're only 2 classes away. They could meet in the middle. I would actually like to see that fight a little more than Shields and Brackets, because I think Shields is too big for Brackets. But I think Katie Taylor and Brackets meeting that, that middleweight between their classes, I think that'll be a banger, bro.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you this much, man. Delphine is going to get her head knocked off, man. Katie Taylor is not playing in that lightweight division.
Oh, bro. Yeah, man. Yeah.
She's a beast. You're right. Yeah. She's too small for Shields. I know Shields called her out, but that fight is realistically not going to happen. You got a middleweight versus a lightweight. But this fight right here, I got Katie Taylor by knockout, man. I think she's gonna knock out Delphine, man. I just think that she's in the fight where she just leagues and shoulders above that competition right now.
Yeah.
Her skills can pay the bill. That Irish boxer right there, man, she gonna go down in history as probably one of the most skillful female boxers to ever lace it up.
Yeah,
I really believe that. Her skills are off the charts.
Yep. I could go along.
You gotta give credit.
I ain't gonna argue with that at all, because like I say, when it comes to skills, she like the Lomachenko of female boxing, bro. She be doing her thing. And that's why I didn't even talk about Delphine, because bro, this is no competition. I don't know. See, with female boxers, I can't. Anybody outside of Ann Wolf, gonna say that somebody's gonna get stopped. You know what I mean? That's just how it is. But I say this: she's gonna beat the hell out of her. That's why I didn't really talk about it, because it's a lopsided fight, bro.
Yeah, and the thing with her,
they're gonna have to get somebody bigger than Katie Taylor to challenge her. Nobody in that division can challenge her.
And the thing with Katie Taylor, you know what I'm saying? Breakers has the same issue too. It's their age. They're really good, but they're getting up there, man.
Yeah.
I think Breakers is what, like 4 or 5 years older than her, and Katie Taylor's like 32. So we're only gonna see so much more of them. Whereas with Shields, man, she's young. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So there's a lot more. There's a lot more upside with that.
Right.
You know, with her. So
yeah, for sure.
That's gonna be an interesting fight tonight, man. I mean, that, to be honest with you, I feel like that's gonna be the best fight on that fight card, that Katie Taylor fight.
I don't think so, because it's gonna be one-sided. It's gonna be probably the most exciting fight.
That's what I mean, man. When I say excitement standpoint,
it's gonna be one-sided, bro.
The Joshua fight, we already know how that fight's gonna play out. The Algerian Coil might steal the show. I feel that fight might steal the show. That fight actually might be the best fight. And then you got Katie Taylor's fight. So to me, those are the two. That's going to be the two best fights on the fight card, because I feel like Caleb Smith is going to knock out Nadam, man. I was going back and looking at it.
Man.
That's a very one-sided fight right there. That's not going to be entertaining like that to me.
I'm glad you didn't even talk about that fight, because that fight's
it's a waste of time, man.
Yeah, it's not even worth talking about, bro.
It ain't. All right, so I want to jump on this last topic, man. It's the topics of all topics, man. How do you feel about Canelo Alvarez, and who do you think his next opponent should be?
I don't really want to see Canelo fight Smith. I mean, it's the thing, man. People are talking about Smith, and I get it. You know, I'm a Canelo fan, so I get it. You get another Unify or whatever. You get another title in that that weight class. Okay, boom down. I want to see Canelo fight GGG, Andre, or Charlo. And you know, like if you think about it, GGG got beat twice, bro. Forget about robberies or what you know the perception of or the you, you got a draw and then you lost the fight. So like when you get a draw, that's like how fights you get this trilogy, you get this trilogy fight. Well, to me, the draw already counts out the two fights. Like he won once and he won one. Now it's the trilogy. Well, the draw already cancels that out. So Canelo already won that battle, if you think about it. You know what I'm saying? And then GGG, like to me, he's third. He gets the spot. When you look at Charlo and Andre, I don't care which one of them he fight. Like for them really at the top of the list to me. Because Charlo is a big question mark. Now I'm a Canelo fan, but listen here, dude. I'm a Charlo fan too. So are you scared of this dude or are you not? Are you avoiding him or are you not?
Exactly.
So it's a big question mark there for the Charlo. No, he doesn't bring a whole lot to the table. I understand all of that. But why you fighting this dude? You fighting everybody else but him. You know what I'm saying? So, but with Andre, I'm not gonna hold anything against Canelo if he goes to fight Andre before Charlo. You got to be kidding me. That's for belts. I want to see him fight Andre. So those two are like at the top of the list, and then GGG. Anybody else, I really don't care for it, bro.
I'm gonna tell you right now, a third fight with Jimmy, that could happen down the road. I'm not really interested in that. I'm gonna be honest.
Right.
What I really want to see is him fight Andrade.
Right.
You know, so I agree with Black Lives Don't Matter on that one. I feel that he should fight Andrade next because there's a sexy belt right there, and on top of that, that's another unification bout, right?
Right.
And after he fights Andrade, then we need to get Charlo. That's it. All roads should lead to Jamal Charlo, man.
Yeah.
I mean, how long are you gonna sit here and duck Jamal Charlo as a mandatory for years? I mean, how long are you gonna do this? Let's get the Andrade work. I believe he beats Andrade. It's gonna be a tough fight, but I believe he beats him, and I'm gonna tell you why. He beats him because Andrade has not been at that level. You know, and it's not Andrade's fault. He was robbed of that BJ Saunders moment. Because I feel like that moment would have been a coming of age moment for him and his boxing career. Because that would have been an elite opponent that he would have faced and he would have beat, and he would have had that on his resume. And then it would have told me where his mindset is at when the bright lights are on. Remember, Andrade has a belt, but it's not like he earned it in the bright lights. It was just given to him because BJ Saunders had some issues. You see what I'm saying? And BJ Saunders had to vacate. So to me, I don't know what Andrade is going to be because I haven't seen him perform at that level. Jamal Charlo has performed at higher levels than a Demetrius Andrade. And Jamal Charlo, each and every time them bright lights are on, it's like he's ready to go out there and either rip your head off or perform in a boxing ability fashion. You know what I'm saying? So I just feel like Canelo needs to go ahead, get Andrade out of there because I think, to me, Andrade's a bit goofy. And then after that fight happens, we need the real fight between him and Jamal Charlo. Basically, to me, the way that I look at the Canelo and the Jamal Charlo fight is as equivalent as Crawford and Spence. You can't leave 160 without fighting Jamal Charlo. It has to happen, man. That's a must-see TV fight right there. And if Canelo goes the rest of his career and he does not fight Jamal Charlo, I don't care what anybody say, I'm going to forever call him a ducker for that one. I'm forever getting on him about that.
Yeah, I will too. Like I will say he ducked that fight. I mean, it's not gonna do nothing against his legacy because Jamal Charlo don't really have shit. He has an interim belt. You know what I mean? So it's not really gonna affect Canelo's legacy unless Charlo makes something of himself. Because you got to think about this. If Canelo goes on to beat Andrade and you know he goes on to beat Callum Smith or whatever, Charlo is still Charlo. If Charlo don't do anything, bro, that's not going to be a strike on Canelo's legacy. Because, I mean, I would say, too, that he ducked Charlo. But in the end, what would Charlo be? Unless Charlo makes something of himself. So it wouldn't be like he ducked a big fighter. Now, if Charlo went on to go undisputed or racked up unification or something like that, then you can say, you know, if he makes a name of himself, then you can say something. But it's not going to damage Canelo's legacy any. But let me ask you this, though. I do have a question for you. Because
I'm going to follow up what you just said right there, but go ahead.
I know, and you can follow up with that, and then you can answer this question too. Yeah, because you said that what you were saying about how long is he gonna duck Charlo, and you know I agree with that. The contender, right? What's up with that same energy when it comes to Dillian White? Because that's the same thing I be saying to you about Wilder, bro. How long is he gonna go around Dillian White as the #1 WBC contender?
Okay, you went into a whole different topic. So I know,
but it's the same thing. It's the same principle.
You want me to answer that one? You want me to answer that one too?
I want you to answer both. You wanted to say something about the other thing. You know, I said I want you to answer that.
Well, I'll answer that one on the back end, but let me address this one, man. Here's the thing. I don't care what anybody got to tell me, man. Jamal Charlo is that dude, man. I know they got that lines only mantra, but Jamal Charlo is the real one when it comes to that lines only mantra. I've been saying this because I like his demeanor. It's not like Jamal Charlo. He's not doing all that bark, no bite. With him, it's all bark and bite. You say what you want about Jamal Charlo, but the only thing that when you look at his career that is a glaring supposed issue, and really it's a non-issue, is the Matt Corbo fight. And we've already addressed why it's a non-issue.
Yeah.
So my thing is this: why not fight this guy? And then this whole nonsense about people saying, well, he doesn't have nothing to give to Canelo, and that's because when you think about it, and we need to keep it real, he kind of has a boogeyman status. Nobody's clamoring to fight him. Triple G's not clamoring to fight him. You see what I'm saying? The only person that kind of chin checked him was Danny Jacobs, but that was it. Other than that, like nobody's clamoring to fight Jamal Charlo. So when people sit here and say that Jamal Charlo, he doesn't have anything to bring to the table, it's because he can't get those top level fights because nobody's like pushing to get in the ring with him. How many times when Abel Sanchez was Triple G's trainer, he came from one excuse after the other and gave one roadblock after the other why they couldn't fight Jamal Charlo. Same thing with Oscar De La Hoya and their camp. They always came with something. And then the recent list, when they were talking about who Canelo's recent fighters were going to be, Jamal Charlo was purposefully omitted from the list. I mean, come on, man. Come on. You mean to tell me this guy right here is not legit? That he has to be omitted from the list? That's ridiculous to me, man. It's ridiculous. So, and then to answer your second point with the Dillian White, here's my take on it, man. It's kind of like a flip question back to you. Because it goes back to what I was talking about earlier. Why are we throwing Dillian White on Deontay Wilder when really Dillian White should be fighting Anthony Joshua again? Anthony Joshua got Dillian White at the right time. Why is Anthony Joshua not clamoring to fight Dillian White right now? And why this got to be pushed on? See, this is the stuff that I was talking about from the jump. Why does Deontay Wilder have to do this roadblock game to where he has to fight each and every opponent that Anthony Joshua fight? I mean, that's just ridiculous. And last time I checked, it's not like Deontay Wilder gave Dillian White all of these roadblocks. He just told him one thing, and he's well within his right to do that because he's the inside in that WBC scenario. He just said, hey, let me test your temperature. Let me see where you at, and I want you to fight Luis Ortiz. You fight Luis Ortiz. You let me know where he's at. Let me know where you at. If you can win that fight, then you're a real one. I'll take the fight on. What's wrong with doing that? All A-siders do that. They give you at least one roadblock so they can test your temperature. There's nothing wrong with it. Nothing.
Okay. Let me retort. It is nothing wrong with that when you're not the #1 contender, bro. When you earn #1 contendership, that's why you earn it, dog. It's no, you don't throw no fight like when Canelo told GGG and Charlo to fight. Well, you understand what I'm saying? Okay, that's understandable because neither of them are the #1 contenders. When you earn that, and not only that, Dillian White has a WBC belt. I don't care if it's a European title; it's still that sanctioning body's title, bro. Not Dillian White is top 5 in 3 different sanctioning bodies. He's #1 WBC, #1 WBA, #4 WBO. No other fighter is in the top 10, bro. No other heavyweight is in the top 10 of 3 different sanctioning bodies. Dillian White's in the top 5. Like, come on, bro. Like, this Dillian White deserves a shot. And listen, I'm not all about this whole, let's clear this up too. I ain't even about this whole AJ. I'm on the move again too. But I'm not, it's getting hot out here. I'm not on this whole AJ Wilder jazz, because I've already said this more than one time. I hold AJ accountable completely for ducking Dillian White too. But I'm holding both of them accountable, bro. Because we can say that right now about, well, why won't AJ fight him now? But why hasn't Wilder fought him the last 3 fights, bro? He's been #1 contender. Why he keeps skipping over him? Dillian White will beat the hell out of Brazil. Don't tell me Dillian White won't beat Brazil. He'll beat the hell out of Brazil. So why Wilder keeps skipping him?
I don't think Wilder's skipping him, man. I really don't, because when have you noticed Wilder to have a duck bone in? I don't know Wilder to be a ducker, man. I'm sorry. I don't believe that, man. All I see with Wilder is your ass just showed up on the scene in the WBC. I get it. You beat Chisora. Hats off to you for that. But at the end of the day, all Wilder's saying is put a little bit more work before you get to me. Everyone who is in the A-side scenario has done this stuff, man. What's up, Daniel H. Alexander? What's good with you?
Dude?
Everyone in this A-side scenario has done this stuff, man.
Hey.
So why does the light get shined on Deontay Wilder? That don't make no sense to me.
Because, bro, who else? What other heavyweight are you talking about? You saying everyone has done this stuff, but answer me this: what other heavyweight right now has won 9 straight, bro? Dillian White, what else do he has to? He don't have to prove nothing, bro. Wilder's ridiculous with that request. That's why I'm saying he's already ranked in. Listen, when you get #1 contendership, that is proof. But forget about the #1 contendership. He won. You saying Chisora? Forget about Chisora, bro. He won his last 9 fights impressively. This was no questionable fights. He doesn't have to prove anything. He's ranked #4 or #5 heavyweight on most people's list. He's ranked #1 WBA and overall.
You got your volume up, right?
For me?
No, Daniel. I'm hearing the echo. Daniel, you got your volume up?
Yeah, hold on.
What's up, Daniel?
You got the volume up, right?
Yeah, you gotta put that volume down, man, because it's echoing on this live stream.
Yeah.
All right.
But yeah, bro, I just don't agree with Dillian White having to fight anybody else, bro. Ortiz, listen, Ortiz has something to prove. How does Dillian White have to fight Ortiz, and he's ranked higher than Ortiz in every freaking Ortiz is only ranked in 1 sanctioning body, bro. That's it.
Okay. Daniel, what's your take on it, man? Daniel, you there?
I can't hear him.
Yeah, I can't hear him either. Let me. I'm gonna let him try to get himself back into the equation. I'm gonna check him out of here. All right. Listen, man. Like I said before, it's like Deontay Wilder is the most polarizing individual in boxing, man. It's like when he does something, he always gets a negative light shone on him for that. Yep. And Joshua's been doing this same nonsense with fighters, picking and choosing. Remember? Let's not talk about the recent debacle that happened with Luis Ortiz, because see, I could run the flip side on that, and I think you agree with me on that in a lot of fronts. with Luis Ortiz. The first time around, so many years ago when they were supposed to fight, what happened? Why didn't Anthony Joshua answer the bell then? You see what I'm saying? But everyone glossed over that. No one sat there and said, oh, besides you, that came out and openly said that he ducked him, right? A lot of people act like that didn't happen. They act like, oh, Luis Ortiz, it was just a blessing for him to get that fight. You know what I'm saying? And that was when Luis Ortiz was more devastating at that time. You see what I'm saying? So why does the flack, why does the blame have to always fall on Deontay Wilder when he's the one doing it? My take is this: if you're gonna get on Deontay Wilder, you gotta get on everybody else. You know, it can't be this one-sided thing. I hear you with this number one contender with the WBC, but again, this is the same reason why I get on Canelo. You know what I'm saying? Because how long was Jamal Charlo a number one mandatory? You see what I'm saying? Like
I agree with that. I agree with
a lot of these cats here, they gloss over their supposed fighter when it's their fighter that they like, right? But when it's a fighter that they don't like, they want to put up the same stumbling blocks and the same roadblocks that they don't want to put up for the fighter that they like. To me, that's a hypocrisy. I'm not saying you're doing that. I'm just saying that a lot of people are doing it. It makes no sense to me. All I'm saying is, and it's clear, Black Lives Don't Matter said that. True. White did duck Ortiz, and I feel that. White needs to go through Ortiz. I don't care if he's the number one contender. He's the WBC regular. Last time I checked, Wilder's the WBC super. So the super is trumping the regular and saying, yo, you want to fight me? You want the sweepstakes? Because I'm still going to get your ass out of there when I touch you up with this right. You can't see me inside the square circle. But before that fight even happens, I want to see where you at. I want to test your temperature. So fight Luis Ortiz. All Dillian White had to do was, okay, if I'm serious, I'm going to fight him. Why not do that, man? If you're serious, just do what the guy who's in the leverage seat is telling you to do. It's just that simple. And if he would have done that, you know what Wilder would have done? Because Wilder has this thing like Spence in him that I like. If Wilder says he's going to do something, he does it, man. That's why I fucks with him. That's why I respect him. If Dillian White would have fought Luis Ortiz, we're not even having a conversation here. And let's say he would have beat Luis Ortiz, I guarantee you Wilder would have fought him, because you know why? That would have given Dillian White the leverage to say that he's a serious enough opponent. Because if you're looking at Deontay Wilder at this point, it's about legacy for him, man. He's trying to fight the biggest fights, and he's trying to have the most competitive names on his resume because he's getting up there in age. And let's keep it real. Dillian White is nice, but who really does he have on his resume? And as of late. So if Dillian White would have fought Luis Ortiz, that would have buffered up Deontay Wilder's resume to say, okay, I could legitimately fight him because he got King Kong Ortiz ass out of there. So that fight makes sense. But just to fight him because he's the number one WBC contender, come on. If Wilder gets him out of there, you know what people are going to say? Because that's the flip side argument of it. People are going to be like, man, we knew Wilder was going to flatline his ass. All he had to do was touch him up with the right. Who is Dillian White? Then people would have called, because you know how these AJ fanboys do it. They would have called Dillian White a bum. That's the name they like to give any and every one of Deontay Wilder's fighters that he fights. You know the drill. That's what they would have said about Dillian White. Who is Dillian White? They would have glossed over the fact that Dillian White won against, Chisora, and he won in emphatic fashion, KO'd his ass. They wouldn't have been talking about that. They would have said Deontay Wilder was supposed to win that fight, and he fought a bum in Dillian White. Who is Dillian White? A bum. That's what they would have said. Come on, when Dillian White left Matchroom Sports, you didn't hear what these AJ fanboys were saying? They were calling him a bum. You remember that? They were calling this man a bum. So this is the stuff that I'm talking about. Like, if you are the guy that has the leverage and you sit in the position of power and you're just giving a guy one roadblock and you're telling them, hey, just fight this dude and then you could come see me, I don't see a problem with that. I really don't, man, because everyone does it. I just don't, man. I just don't see that, bro.
Well, I'm going to say it like this. This is the problem in boxing. That perspective right there is the problem in boxing. Because when you look at the UFC, Bellator, when you look at these organizations, When you're the number one contender, there is no question. That's the problem with boxing. People take that perspective. Oh, he should be able to do this. No, that's why you earn number one contendership. To the challenge. That's why you earn it. That's the whole concept of earning number one contendership. And now people say that this fighter got it right and Canelo got it right to throw a roadblock and this. No. Number one contendership is what you earn that. See, in UFC, you get number one, you get the fight. And one, you get number one, you get the fight. If you get it, if you miss it one fight, you at least get it that next fight. But it's never this 3 and 4 fights and keep getting skipped over. You don't see that, but that's the problem in boxing and the politics of boxing. This is acceptable. But the whole concept, why do you have a number one contender there? Why does somebody fight and earn and get their rank up? And you keep saying just because he's the number one contender of the WBC. No, he has gotten his rank up in 3 different sanctioning bodies, bro, which means he has fought a lot of different boxers in different sanctioning bodies. He's number one in 2 sanctioning bodies, and he's number 4 in the WBO. It's not just the WBC. So I don't understand why he could get number 1 here, number 1 here, number 4 here. What is Ortiz? Number 7 in 1 sanctioning body, bro. Are you kidding me? He ain't put in the work. Dillian White's put in the work in 2 different sanctioning bodies. Now he still has to do more. If this was UFC, he would have had 2 fights. He would have AJ Punk ass for ducking him, and then he would have fought Wilder. Because as far as I'm concerned, both of these heavyweights are dismissing this man, and it don't make no sense. They're talking about Kalnakis. Come on, Adam Kalnaki. Both of them talked about Kalnaki before Dillian White. This is ridiculous. Dillian White, come on, bro. They just disrespecting Dillian White. I'm not even trying to hear that, bro.
Okay, I hear you on that, but see, D, what you giving me is old school boxing. That doesn't exist in today's boxing, man. See, this is what we got to do, man. We have to look at the situation in front of us and the reality and hit it at its bullhorns for what it is, man. This is the reality of boxing today, man. You know, I don't know when I don't know if this is going to change, and I don't think that this is ever going to change. But this is what we have in front of us. And you know who's leading this ship? And people don't want to hear it. It's Anthony Joshua. He's the one leading this nonsense.
No, Al Heyman.
I'm talking about from a fighter perspective. I'm not
okay. Well, we can go that,
politics. I'm not going into politics. We're not talking about politics here. We're talking about
that is politics.
No,
politics in itself, bro.
No, but we're not talking about. We're not talking about the promoter aspect of it. We're talking about the fighters, and we're talking about who's leading this narrative.
But that's bigger though.
And ducking, yeah. But you're talking about a whole different conversation. I'm talking about the fighters themselves. When you're looking at AJ, you're looking at Deontay Wilder, and you're looking at Tyson Fury. Who is the one that's the biggest one at doing this stuff right now? So my take on it is this. Thank you. My take on it is this. Like, why does Deontay Wilder has to be the poster boy to be blamed when things don't go right? I mean, it's just nonsense to me, man.
Yeah, it is nonsense, but
it's nonsense.
It is nonsense, but he's not no poster boy to be, because listen, I hear what you're saying, but one thing that you said in common, and even after this live, you can go back and listen to it. You kept saying these AJ fanboys, and I get that, bro. So coming from that perspective, from their perspective, and all the silliness that they talk, I get what you're saying 100%. I don't come from there, bro. I come from boxing, and with what I'm saying, there's no excuse. It's no excuse, bro. I hear what you keep saying, but you're saying that toward them. From the aspect that I'm coming from, because I have not excused AJ. I've already called him a ducker, and I have just as much a problem with him as not fighting White, because I'm not trying to hear this 9 fights ago he knocked him out when he was inexperienced. No, I'm not trying to hear that. He earned his way back to #1 contendership with the belt that you hold. And then he earned his way back up to number 4 with another belt you hold, AJ. So I'm not hearing that 9 fights ago. So I've held him accountable. But now I'm coming on the other side. So when you come back with the stuff you're saying, I have to agree with you with the aspect of those guys. But that doesn't answer my question. because answering my question from everything that I just provided to you, that's nonsense, bro. I'm not trying to hear it.
Okay. Well, see, this is one of those things where it's going to be like the way the state of boxing is right now. You see how me and you, we have our difference of opinions. What could you imagine what's going on with Anthony Joshua, Deontay Wilder, and Tyson Fury? You could imagine at that level how much
Right.
difficult it is. This just shows you that really this is our reality in boxing. And I don't think it's going to change anytime soon, man. This
Nope.
is what we're facing with because you have a lot more fighters, a lot more divisions. You know what I'm saying? You just have a lot more belts and all this
Yeah.
rhetoric. Let's keep it real,
You
man.
but
They shouldn't
let,
be this regular champion and all this
it
other nonsense.
shouldn't. It
They should
shouldn't.
just be one champion in each and every one of these weight classes, man. That would make
Yeah.
everything a lot easier because really, if there was no regular, then we wouldn't be talking this Dillian White. He would have to fall in line, man.
Look
Just
at the
like
WBA, bro. They got 3 champions. You got 3 champions. You're talking about an interim champion, a regular champion, and then a super champion. Are you kidding me? The WBA is ridiculous with this. So
that's what I'm saying.
all of that, bro, like that's just crazy. But you know, bro, like you said, this is just the reality of
Yeah.
what's going on in today's boxing. And when we look at it from a fighter level, from a fighters level, who really started this, Floyd Mayweather, bro. It won't AJ. Floyd started all of this, bro. If you think about it, because he put way too much power back into the fighter's hand. LeBron's doing the same thing in the NBA, and it's going to cost them, those owners there too. When you put that much power in the athlete hands, you have a coup, you know, against the system. And so now it just heightens the level of politics that we have to dig through before we get any of these fights, bro. That's what's really going on. And I understand what you're saying. Like the fans are so, they don't understand, like fans mean a lot. You know what I mean? And fans sometimes don't understand how much they do mean. You know, people say, oh, well, the fans don't mean anything. No, they mean a lot. And the voice of the fans is heard. So these promoters and these networks, they try to move, you know, inconspicuously through the voice of the fans, because at the end of the day, they have to please us. We're going to buy the tickets, right? So the fans' voice is powerful. And so you have all the fans, just like you said, these fanboys and these other guys. Yeah, that's what matters. I mean, I can be idealistic about old school and all of that, but I still have to agree with what you're saying. That is what matters, bro.
Yeah, it's our reality, man. This is
These
what we
people are, they're putting out there in the air, and it's so idiotic, but that's how these promoters have to move. And they have to move through all of this stuff, bro. It's just ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous.
Yep, that's true, man. So on this note, man, let's end it, man. So D, man, let people know where they can follow you and stuff like that, man. Talk to them, man.
Yeah. So, Speak Your Mind Sports Talk. What's up, sports fans? Hey, look, y'all come check us out. The competition is heating up. You got to drop these comments, 150 words or less. Y'all come check us out. The competition is heating up now. We need masterminds. We're going to be giving out real prizes. It's getting better and better every week. It's getting harder to get these titles. Come check us out. Speak Your Mind Sports Talk. And y'all can find me here every Saturday and Sunday, getting it in with my man. He knows his sports. Shout out Velez.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up. Listen, man. Make sure y'all hit that subscription button, that like, that comment, you know what I'm saying, and share, you know what I'm saying, my videos as well as my page and my channel with others. I appreciate everyone that participated on the live stream, you know what I'm saying. Shout outs to all of my subscribers. You know, I do this every Saturday and Sunday, the subscribers appreciation and participation for you guys, because I want everybody to feel, you know what I'm saying, like they participate. Yeah, I welcome all viewpoints. At the end of the day, you know, everyone has an opinion, you know, and opinions are like assholes. Everyone got one. So I like to listen to what everyone has to say, to be honest with you. Whether you're a troll, whether you're a hater, whether you're a supporter, whether you're a lover, you know what I'm saying? I like to listen to everyone, man, because at the end of the day, everyone has something to bring to the table. You know, check my man, you know, D Jefferson, you know what I'm saying? Check his channel out, you know, support him. And last time I checked, D, I still ain't get that answer from you and Speak Your Mind Sports Talk. But
what you talking about, man?
Y'all supposed to tell me and JB, we neck and neck. What's up, man? Because I'd have answered all them damn questions, man. I'm supposed to be neck and neck with JB.
my partner handles all that. He got your answer over there for you. You know.
Okay, good.
Let me tell you something. I love this dude, right? Let me tell you why I love this dude. He has set it up. He has set it up for me. So that I do not have to deal with cats like you.
Okay, good. You know, I like dealing. To be honest with you, I prefer dealing with Speak Your Mind Sports Talk because it's seamless. He knows the right thing to say. It's seamless, man.
Yeah, man. He don't let me get into nothing, and I'm glad. I'm like, I don't even want your heat because you all the day trying to start all kind of trouble with me. I was in the background laughing too.
It's not 11. Last time I checked, it ain't 11:59 p.m. yet. So JB's up 5-0. But when y'all tally the numbers, it should look like 5-5. So yeah, man, I'm gonna continue to show you guys support. You know, you guys come over on my channel, continue to show me support. You guys know I'm here
always, bro.
And I always welcome all viewpoints. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just here to just talk the sweet science, man. I love boxing, man. I just love it. I love everything about it. And this is our reality in boxing, and it's gonna be what it's gonna be.
Yeah. Hey, I want to give everybody that's listening a little piece of advice here. And you know, this man right here opened these shows up. I don't know if y'all hearing him, but I'm gonna take his words. Hear me and hear me well.
Damn right. It sounds good.
He opened this show up for you guys, right? So we would really appreciate you guys coming on here to talk with us. So affiliate yourself with the Google Hangouts. That he call you and you say you want to come on, you already know how it works, and we can get y'all on here, bro, because that's what it's all about. This man to be about you guys. So,
it's like, man, I ain't gonna front using my head for a second or two. I was just about to say that, but thank you for saying I have nothing else to say, man, because at the end of the day, that's what it's about, man. Subscribers, appreciation, and participation. So anybody that want that free smoke, you know what I'm saying? Anybody that want to get man down, strap season, jump on them Google Hangouts, man, and jump in, man. You know what I'm saying? As long as I got 3 or 4 people at a time, I'm good, man. We can just talk, we can have conversation, you know what I'm saying, and just go from there, man, and talk about the sweet science. That's what it's all about. T-Tone Toledo, I know you got family, man. So ask your uncles or not uncles, because that means they would be way older than you, because you say 1965. So ask your nephew, ask your kids, whoever, to show you how to use email, brother, so that you can email me and then we can get it on and get you on the show. All right. That being said, man, peace out, y'all.
Yeah, peace.